guys, this is Dan, head brewer at Land Grant Brewing Company. I wanted to thank you guys for purchasing the first of hopefully what is many of our monthly subscription series. So I thought we would taste through these 4 beers, give you guys an idea of what to expect, and just a little bit of behind what went to getting these from grain to glass. So first we have Sour Plum Fairy. So sort of the inspiration for this is I did a stint overseas, not the military, but educationally, and always loved walking around the city streets, and you come across these beautiful patisseries, and you see these pastries that are almost too beautiful to eat. So on a couple beers, I've tried to sort of recreate that, and Sour Plum Fairy is one like that. So you can see it's got that nice, let's say pinkish purple color that you associate with plums. We actually used elderberry to get that color because the plum puree that we got looked more like what you consider an unripe plum. So once we put everything, we're like, oh, that doesn't really look like a plum here. But we used, I think, equal amounts of peach and plum puree, and just trying to recreate the effect of peach plum tart that you might see in a patisserie window. A little bit of vanilla in this, not enough to pop up and smack you in the face with it, but just enough to give like a backbeat, the same way as you would use vanilla in like any type of bakery dessert. Check that. I got quite a bit more vanilla on that than I thought we did last time, but yeah, it's not overly tart. I think the vanilla is part of that. It wipes your palate clean at the end of it. You get quite a bit of the plum, and peach just kind of helps round things out. We are very happy with how it turned out. It's very nice to have a sort of winter themed sour beer that's still very drinkable. Moving on. We have freshly off the canning line today. Capital Companions, our Columbus and Mosaic Hazy IPA. So if any of you liked Comet Cloud, this is basically the same base as that, with Mosaic subbed in for Comet. So more tropical, some blueberry notes, mango, papaya, pine, whereas Comet is more, it's tropical but also very grassy. So yeah, very tropical. Columbus just sort of acts to calm down some of those overripe tropical fruit notes you get from Mosaic, give a little bit of some resin and pine and grapefruit, just kind of makes a more rounded experience. But I plan on drinking a lot of this. Very happy with it. Cheers. So, Needle Drop. This is our Hazy Pale. So, if you listen to any of the Beers with the Brewers podcast, you know that I usually have a theme or something I'm trying to accomplish with a hop combination. So really wanted to do something with Mandarina Bavaria, which tastes and smells exactly like what you think it would. It's mandarin oranges, but a lot of these New World German hops can be kind of faint. So I wanted to pick other hops that would boost the character of that. So we've got a little Chinook for some pininess and just boost citrusy notes in general. Bravo, which is kind of like orange citrus candy, and Citra, which does a lot of things, but in this case, really boosts the perception of citrus fruit. So all of these things, most of the dry hop is Mandarina Bavaria. So that is the feature hop in this, but everything else just kind of serves to lift it up. See, it's quite opaque. very, it's like the juicy bits of, it's like pulpy orange. You get that little pop of orange in your mouth. I've drank a lot of this. This is great. It's a lot of flavor in a teeny tiny package. So I think it's 5.5%. Sounds right. Yeah, very happy with how that turned out.
So our next beer is our experimental series, Recovery Haze. So basically, there's a lot of technical mumbo jumbo here, but it's hard to dry hop low ABV beers because you just end up extracting more of the vegetal matter and less of the actual hop goodness. So what we did here is this is all a big Whirlpool edition on the hot side. So before you get to the cold side where you would normally dry hop. And we also use cryo hops, which are a more concentrated form of hop pellet that has more of the bittering, but also more of the aromatic compounds and less of the vegetal matter. And along with that, sort of the recovery aspect of this, in addition to being lower ABV, is we added some table salt, which gives, sodium is good for recovery. But also we put some potassium chloride, potassium being also very essential to muscle function, says Dr. Dan. But the potassium chloride is actually a salt substitute for people that have high sodium. So that was kind of cool to be able to use something different like that. Yes, we used, what do we use? Idaho and Equinaut cryo hops. Both very, Idaho is kind of, I would say, Fruity Pebbles is probably the closest descriptor to it. And Equinaut is just very saturated tropical fruit. There's lots of going on there. Orchard fruit as well, some berries. But both of those carry over very well from the hot side, which is why we wanted to use them here. But it's cool because you get the kind of the melding of all of those flavors that I mentioned previously, and it's a lot of times one hop will be dominant over the other. But these are both very assertive hops that meld very well together. You do get sort of papaya, pineapple, a bit of melon, a little pininess, just to remind you that you're still drinking a beer with hops in it. And we used a very grainy base to sort of make that come through as well. Yeah. Cheers.